The weather has been awful. Like, it usually doesn't get this cold where I live, and it's been in like the 20s or like the teens, and it's just like, what the fuck? And today is like the first warm day I guess we've had in a while because the weather's around like 40 something. And it's gonna gradually get into like the 60s later this weekend, next week. Bitch, it's not the fucking Weather Channel. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. I guess I'm just trying to explain why we're outside. And the first time in a minute, like my last video was in the botanical garden, and then the video before that, I'm pretty sure it was in my room. And I hate recording in my room because it just doesn't. It's just so out my element. But yeah, you guys aren't gonna be hearing birds. You're gonna be hearing squirrels crunching. I don't know what they have got going on. I don't know what they're doing, but they seem pretty fucking content. Um, I I'm not. This is like such a random thought I was having, but I was like just thinking about like my experiences with like meeting new people and my experiences with like dating and stuff like that. And like romantic or platonic wise, I'm just not a casual person. And I feel like I always have to like put myself in like this social mind game where I have to act like I'm a casual person to like make relationships or make connections work. And I'm not in no way saying like, oh, I'm like this super intense person and I just know I can handle my intensity and I feel so much, and I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that like I feel like I just always have to play it cool when I don't want to, you know? And I it like and I just feel like I've always been like this. And since I was a kid, I just always struggle with making friends. And I used to think I'm like, why? And like the older I get, the more I'm just like, why am I struggling with making friends? And it's because for one, I am an awkward person. I do get uncomfortable. Um, but I also just I feel like I have to play it cool all the time. And it's like people around you want things to be surface level because some people can't take depth, you know? Some people are only comfortable with surface level because it doesn't require much vulnerability, you know? And the reason I struggle to make friends when I was a kid, and the reason why I continue to struggle to make the connections that I want to make, is because people are so scared of vulnerability and intimacy. I used to be one of those people. I'm still scared of it sometimes, but the older I get and the more that I like question myself and I really think about why certain things make me uncomfortable and why I feel lonely, I just really want intimacy. I want connection. I want to bond. I want to connect with someone. I want to be seen and I want to see someone else. And I'm not talking about in just like a romantic way. I mean this in like just in general. And the older I get and the more I'm around people, the more I realize like people are really fucking afraid of intimacy and vulnerability, that they will just settle for anything surface level because and just not engage in anything beyond that. Like I feel like everyone in this world just moves in such an uncomfortable way, and everyone is aware of like no one likes this game of just cat. Well, some people do, okay, but no one likes this game of like having to play things cool and act like they don't care about something and act like something doesn't bother them, because then if you show you care, you're doing too much, or you're just showing that you give a fuck too much, and you're if you like when you show that you care about something, you're putting your feelings out there and the other person knows what you care about. And it's just like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to play shit cool because, like, what does that do for me exactly? Pretending like something doesn't bother me when it does bother me is just feels like jail. Pretending like having to pretend like I don't like you, and again, not in just a romantic way, but having to pretend like I don't deeply care about you because it's it's gonna be too much, or it's gonna make you uncomfortable. And it's just like, I don't have any interest in playing this I don't give a fuck war anymore. Like, unfortunately for me, I'm gonna lose the I don't give a fuck war every single time because I do give a fuck. Unfortunately, I do. I care. I care a lot. Sorry, I'm just like, I can't. And like, in one perspective of like dating, I remember when I made a video and I said I want a casual date. When I just feel the need to like clear this up really fast. But when I made that video, I meant like casual date as in like get the experience of what going on dates is like going out places, you know? Because usually like people nowadays are just like, oh, come over and smoke. Bitch, I don't smoke with strangers, one, and I don't even smoke like that. I don't. Why would I do drugs with a stranger? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, the amount of times I've been invited to come over to someone's place, I'm like, hey, come over. Come over and smoke. Me, no, I don't do drugs with strangers, and I don't fucking know you to be in your house. Like, why are you so comfortable inviting me over? Like, what if I wasn't, what if I was a dangerous person? I don't know. Um, and like, I just, I just want to get the experience of what it's like to just like build a connection with someone in like a steady pace, and like you do activities and you do things to hang out and get to know each other. And even like in terms of like friendships, like I want to make more friends and I want to go on like friend dates where we like, I don't know, like we just do things that we are both interested in, and like we just do like our weekly meetups where we just like update each other on each other's lives and hang out and we bond over things. We fan out over things that we're interested in. And you know, like I want connection in my life so bad, and I want relationships. And the more that I continue to go through therapy and I continue to force myself to be vulnerable and open about my emotions against my discomfort, it makes me realize that like sharing your emotions and your feelings really aren't this it's not this much of a scary thing as I used to think, you know? I used to be so afraid with like sharing my feelings with someone because I was like, what if I get rejected? The point still stands. You getting rejected is not going to change how you feel. You the most that you can do is just put your feelings out there, and you can't control how the other person feels, you know? But it's been, and being afraid of rejection is silly because like I've experienced a lot of rejection in 21 years of my life to the point where I thought it was a fucking curse and I thought it was personal. But that's a story for another time. I used to literally think that I was cursed in that like I don't know. Sometimes it still feels like that. But God, this is why I miss talking outside because nature is so stimulating for me, and it's easier for me to talk and get things off my chest because I'm just talking in the air and then like I'm just whatever. But I just I don't know. Like people are, and what made me think about this is when I was on an app and I was seeing people be like, "Oh, I want intimacy but no relationships," and I'm like, what do you mean you want intimacy but you don't want relationships? In order to have intimacy, you have to have some sort of a relationship. I get that you don't want the commitment part, but like whenever I see things and people are like, "Oh, I just want intimacy or whatever without the commitment or whatever," and I'm just like, you you can't have that though. You can't have one without the other, you know? And it's like, sorry, it's just like a lot of movement happening around me. But it's just like, how do you want why do you want intimacy, but you don't want the commitment, or you don't want a relationship? Why, like, and people be like, just, I don't get that. I guess something that I'm just never going to understand fully. And they be like, oh, I just want friends with benefits. Okay, you want sex. Great. You want sex, but you're also saying that you want intimacy. Okay, so you don't want just sex. You want a relationship. You want some type of commitment there, because you can't say, "Oh, I just want to fuck," but I want something intimate. No, sweetie, you want a relationship. That's what you're. The amount of times that I've seen this on somebody's profile, I'm just like, "You're confused, and I'm gonna let you be confused, and that's fine." But I just, I feel so lonely all the time because, and I feel so lonely all the time, and I promise I'm not about to cry. It's just windy. Is that a cat? That's a cat. It's super far. Okay, the cat is don't give a fuck about me, but I just love seeing cats. But um, I just feel so lonely all the time, and I feel like people that know me in real life think that I don't get lonely, cause they're like, oh, that's just Zion. She likes to spend her time alone. She likes her alone time. She likes her space. Blah blah blah. I do. I like my space. I like my alone time. But it gets to a point where it just feels like I always have to. I either have to choose half-ass company, or I have to choose being alone. I have to choose with settling for something that's below my standard, choosing to settle for something that I'm not gonna get some type of emotional satisfaction from, or some type of like emotional safety from, or the vulnerability that I'm looking for, or the connection that I'm looking for. And I either have to like settle for something subpar, or just be alone. And I often have to choose to be alone, because being alone saved me from a lot of situations where I would have got disappointed, or I would have got my heart broken. And again, this isn't just romantic, but there's been so many times where I've got my feelings hurt by disappointment because someone meant a lot to me and I didn't mean that much to them, or because there was a moment that we shared and I wanted to be open and tell them like how much I care about them. Like, hey, like, I really appreciate you being in my life, or I really care about you. And then they just like shit on it. It's just like, damn, like, I know some people don't do good. There's a bird walking behind me. I know some people don't do good with like stuff like that, and I get it. But I have to make it a point with anybody that I have some type of like relationship with to let you know that I do care about you, because I'm that kind of person where I would love to hear that. Being in these type of relationships with people, friendships or whatever, and you don't hear that they care about you, why is everyone like, why would I want to settle for a friendship where I don't hear that? You know, I want to hear from my friend, yeah, I care about you. Like, I'm happy that we've met. I'm happy that our paths crossed, and we just so happen to like, friendships and connections is just are so tender and they're so amazing, and it's just like, it blows my mind whenever I have a connection with someone, and it's just like, it feels like I'm not meeting you for the first time, but I'm just catching up with the old friend, you know? Like, why would I not tell you that I appreciate you for that? Like, and it's weird because I say all this, but I don't tell people I love them often. I don't verbalize I love you often, but I say I love you in different ways. Like, I do something for you, or I tell you that I care about you, or that I appreciate you for doing this for me, or for being here for me, and like, you know. But shit, like, and I don't know, like, even in my relationship wise, like there's been times where I've opened up and I've been vulnerable about something that I haven't opened up to anybody else about, and the way that they handle that vulnerability is so poor and sucky. And it's just like, what's the point of me being in a relationship with someone where I can't even offer up my vulnerability because your response was just trash? Or then they turn around and they throw it back up in your face. It's just like, I see why, like, the people that aren't vulnerable and they don't like being close to people, I can completely understand why they don't. You know, I get it. I understand. Like, I wouldn't want to be close to people either after being rejected or having people throw shit up in your face or just having your trust just fucked up. I get that. But it's like, even regardless of me going through shit like that, I still found a way to have my boundaries and to protect myself and still want to seek those out. Like I said, like, if I feel like I have to settle for casualness with somebody, I just choose to be alone because I don't want casual. The older I get and the more that like I go through my like remission with like depression, and the more that I handle my anxiety and the more I'm like understanding like my bipolar disorder, the more I realize that I don't need casual. I need something. I need connections that have depth, connections that I can nurture and turn to. I need a support system. I need community. And I don't want to settle for anything that's below that because what's that going to do for me? I spent 21 years of my life feeling lonely. I figured out why, one of the reasons why, and shit, I still have to choose to be alone sometimes because I have to shift through all this damn mental gymnastics. I fucked up that word so bad. I have to shift through these mental gymnastics that people like to fucking play. Like, what do you mean that, oh, I want something intimate or I want this, but I don't want a relationship? Okay, well, bitch, write in your fucking diary, journal it out, seek a therapist, get help. But, like, this, like, want to have your cake and eat it too, or just, like, I want to go for a swim in the ocean, but I want to be able to be dry. No, that's not how that works. You don't get to, like, want a relationship from people and then want it without some type of intimacy. And when I say intimacy, I'm not meaning sex. But you don't get to want a relationship with people and want it without some type of like vulnerability or intimacy. And wait, I worded that fucked up. Wait, hold on. Like, you don't get to want a relationship with people and then use them for the resources that you need and think that intimacy and vulnerability is not supposed to come with it. That's fucking stupid. Like, that's stupid. That's stupid, right? That's stupid. And God, like, I just always feel like I'm too much for people. Like, the moment where I feel like I finally start opening up, I always feel like I always regret it because I can tell by the other person's response that what I said was a lie. And I'm just like, this video is gonna be so long. I'm used to being the listening friend. And I'm used to being the person that people come to when they want someone to listen to them. Or I'm used to people come to me when they want someone to listen to them without judgment. I can listen to you without judgment, or I can listen to you and get feedback. I'm just, I'm the safe space for people. I'm the comfort, I'm the home. And when the home or when the listening friend finally wants the same in return, like, it's just so hard. Like, I want comfort. I want somebody that I can talk to. I want someone to be a listener for me. And I just, it sucks. I don't want to be my only real friend or my only like true friend. Like it's great to be your own good friend first, but like I want good friends, you know? I see a red bird, and then whenever I see red birds, I have to kiss them. But I feel like I walk around with this feeling that I'm a burden and that I'm just too much. Like even like with like just dating aside, not even dating aside, like friendship aside, I just feel like I'm even too much in terms of dating because like I feel like I'm just such this big, overwhelming person. Not in a sense where like I overwhelm people around me, but I feel like I have so much around me and people get so much out of me from the little that I already give out and the little that I already like whatever. People already get so much from me when I'm just sitting here or I'm just existing. And then like when I present in relationships that I want more and that I want to get more and give more. I feel like I just always come across like I'm too much and I hate it. Like I've always felt like I was too much even since I was a kid and being super sensitive and wanting to be understood and wanting to be acknowledged and stuff and it just it honestly just kind of sucks. I I don't know what it is with like people in my age group and just being so like not even people just my age group. I feel like people in general are just so afraid of just like connecting with one another and vulnerability. And it's getting to a point where it's just like it's so weird because everyone I met said that they feel lonely and that they feel misunderstood and all these other things, but no one ever wants to like make the first move and be the first one to be vulnerable, you know? No one ever wants to like put out that effort and it's like no one wants to be seen trying. Like no one wants to try anymore. And I just want some type of effort, you know? I don't know if this video made any sense. Like I've been having such a hard time titling my videos because I'm like I don't even know what I was saying and I don't even know like I just don't even know. Like I go back and I retitle my videos like a million fucking times because I'm like I feel like I'm just talking about a lot and I don't know what to title it, but I don't know. I was also gonna make this is gonna be a long video. Whoa, oh my god. This is gonna be a long fucking video. But I was actually gonna make a video about my hair because I get a lot of questions asking me why are you bald or why don't you have any hair or what's the story behind your hair. So I'm finally gonna do a story behind my hair or lack thereof. When I'm gonna make it, I don't know, but it's coming. I've been doing a really good job being consistent posting. I feel like I should get like a round of applause for that. Cause I've been doing a good fucking job. Like I've posted like 2 videos, 3 videos recently. Hell yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. But yeah, that was all.